Well, hello, folks.
It's
It's
live from Singapore, Thursday
Thursday night. Here we are. We just finished up 2 fantastic days in Singapore. I love this city.
Oh, I told you, I was here
love it.
25 years ago, and our guide thought the city was much poorer then.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't. It's much more wealthy than 25 years ago. but
Supposedly
still
one of the
fantastic.
4 most expensive cities to live in.
One of the 4 most expensive, yes.
I would agree. We drank a bunch of Tiger beer. It's Tiger time.
It is.
That's
Although
their tagline.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, no. The tagline goes, "What time is it?"
It's Tiger time.
There you go. I don't know if they used that. That was from 25 years ago. But
Works for me.
the beer was still good.
The beer
It was cold.
because it's hot here, and there's nothing better than a good cold beer when you're hot. So yes, we drank
Even though
some
I'm
Tiger
drinking
time.
wine tonight.
No wine for me. But look at this beautiful behind us. So this is all very industrial, but at least it's some background for you. We're thinking
Yeah.
of you guys, and before we lose all the light, we thought we'd tell you about our 2 days here
Yes.
in Singapore.
Now let me tell you how we produced this. This is a big canvas painting I did, and it's rolling on rollers behind us.
Yeah.
Rob will get that joke.
Right over and
Yeah,
over and
Rob,
over again.
Rob will get that because he knows the trick.
There you go.
All right. So, what was the first thing we did when we got off the boat 2 days ago?
We started
Huh.
walking.
Yes.
We started walking, and first of all, you walk through this enormous mall, or past it. We're on the boardwalk and on the
The harbor front.
yes. So we found out later it was a national holiday.
Yes.
Though we got off about 11, and it seemed very quiet.
I thought so.
Yeah. So, several weeks ago, when I was researching diving in Singapore, I came across a very unique experience where I could dive in the aquarium. So, I was all on it. So, I signed
At the
up.
Singapore National Aquarium.
Yes. So, yeah, I signed up. And I show up there. Well, first of all, we found a bar because it was early and we had walked a little bit and just we were tired. So we stopped and we got a beer. And then I kept going knowing that I needed extra time because, you got to get there. You got to do the safety
And then
briefing.
and then I'm suddenly realizing, I said, Amy, you're diving. You shouldn't be drinking right now. So she gave up after
I did. I had a couple sips was all
a couple
I had.
sips.
Yeah.
And I was stuck with the yeoman's task of finishing up 2 beers that cost nearly 50 Singapore dollars.
Which is about 45 American dollars, maybe 42.
The third.
Yeah,
Third
maybe
round.
40.
I was thinking like 38, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's lost in the details. So it is not, it is we were in a very tourist area.
We
Okay.
were. Yes, so we were going over to, I was going over to Sentosa Island where they have a Universal Studios, they have an aquarium,
Water
they have
park.
a big water park, they have a food
Food truck
court. So yes, I was heading over there. I checked in and I got all in, got my stuff, and told Jeff, "Hey, you better get over here because I'm going to be starting soon." So
I got over there at 1 o'clock.
mhm.
It took me 45 minutes to get through the ticket line, the entry line, around the kids in their buggies. So
Buggies.
where Amy was diving was probably 3/4 of the way through the aquarium.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm looking at all these slow people. I'm going like,
Get out of my way!
this happened last time. Here comes the pilot
The
boat.
pilot boat again. Oh,
We're going to
no.
pause for a minute.
Did it pause? It's not paused, honey.
My fingertips. are
Well,
dead.
because it's not touchscreen. There goes the pilot boat. Did you see it?
Yeah,
So they're gone.
I think we missed it. So right before the break, I was saying that for me, the hardest part was getting in to find the aquarium that Amy was actually going to be diving in. when I did get there, it was a huge glass window into this tank aquarium. It was probably 100-foot long, 30-foot tall, and I can't even imagine how thick the glass must have been, because it was a continuous piece of glass, pretty engineering marvel. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there just awed by all these fish, and I've got videos. It was amazing. And then from stage right came two of the strangest fish I ever saw. Over to you, dear.
I have to tell you, did you know I'm a rock star?
Ah.
Who's a rock star? This girl with 2 thumbs. That's right. So you never saw children
how
go
do you do
crazy.
this? Oh,
I was doing the heart. All the kids wanted the hearts.
They just did it by itself.
I know. All the kids wanted the hearts. And they were waving and waving, and I'd find one in the back and I'd wave at him, or up on the top. And some of the kids wanted the hearts like this. And so, yeah, I would make laps around the aquarium because the fish were so cool. There were hammerheads in there. There were manta rays. There were all kinds of really gorgeous fish.
I got to comment on that one manta ray. It looked like a little delta wing stealth fighter, and it's not really a stinger, but the whip, the tail. These were short, and they had a thick head, almost looking like a beard, and they would come in with a flap and would glide like totally different from the other manta rays. I just thought they were fascinating.
The dive guide, because it was just the 2 of us.
Yes.
He said they are manta rays, but they don't grow as large because, of course, they're in a tank. So, and I did notice them at the very end because they like to be towards the top. He said. So.
Well, I noticed some of those manta rays. The whip on them was 6 to 8 feet long, and at least a half an inch at the tip. So if that thing whipped you, you're going to feel it.
There were quite a few rays in there. There were some that were like leopard spotted.
Yes.
Really cool. And some of the fish came up pretty close to me. Now, I was instructed not to touch any of the fish because they would bite me.
What if they touched you?
Nobody touched me.
I didn't see any signs telling the fish not to touch it.
They did not touch me.
Okay.
Nothing touched me.
Right.
Evidently, they feed them. The people go in with scuba suits and they feed them that way. So he said, don't try and touch them. They'll think you're trying to feed them and they may bite you. So, words of the wise, wasn't going to feed anybody.
Yeah.
Now, I did ask the rock formations. Was it real coral? Could I touch it? He said, yeah, it's all artificial. That was fine. I could touch that. So I did swim under a couple arches. That was kind of cool. And they wouldn't let me take my own camera in because, of course, they wanted to sell me their pictures.
But we got some good photos.
We did, and Jeff got some good pictures from outside.
Just from
so that was cool.
Photographing her through the glass.
So I made several loops around because it was about a 45-minute dive. And I only saw Jeff on the very last pass.
I saw you 3 times.
Oh.
And she's waving to everybody. And
I was.
And then I'm going, and people are asking, like, I said, yeah, that's my wife. And they're going, what? Really? Your wife's in there diving? And I'm going, yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
her.
And then the people would just start waving more and more.
Right. And then finally I saw you, and I was like, oh, there he is. Hello.
It was fun. It was, and I got to say, I knew when I saw her swim off into the sunset, I had a little time. So I took a deep breath, went back, and looked at some more of the fish exhibits.
Oh, good.
Oh,
because I needed time to, shower and put on clothes and
the aquarium was cool. It was nice and air conditioned.
Yeah.
And but this is the museum that would not let you leave. So I went through the exit, and I swear it took another 15, 20 minutes to go through all the subsidiary exhibits they had set up.
How long were you sitting at that table waiting for me?
Well, you could tell from my beer, probably
only half a beer. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15 minutes.
Okay, because I was worried because, it took me a little while to
But it was not. It was shady, and there was a little bit of a
Yes,
breeze.
it was pleasant there. Yes. So I will tell you,
that was
a great dive.
at first.
Definitely a tiger appearance.
It was
yes.
not though, because I ordered Tiger and the thing tanked
Oh,
as
no.
she was doing it and sprayed foam. So I ended up getting a Asahi
The cake
Super
kicked.
Dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the keg kicked.
The cake
So I got an
kicked.
Asahi Super Dry.
Oh,
I
super
forgot
dry.
I forgot to tell you that. It's going to get you by and by.
I will tell you, it was a great dive because there was no stress. I didn't feel like I could hurt any coral by touching it. I knew nothing was going to hurt me. I was not going to hurt anything. Wasn't going deep because
It's
I
only
think the deepest I
25,
went was
30.
I was 30 feet.
Yeah.
Who cares? And what are you going to see? I just went around the tank. It was a big tank though, and it would probably take me 10 minutes, 7-8 minutes to get all the way around. Now on one side, you could get a hotel room
Yes.
that had a window into the aquarium. And dude said, they tell them there's going to be scuba divers in there and to pull the screens down if they want privacy. He says, you never know what you're going to see. Now, I didn't see anything.
I saw a baby crawl.
I saw a little baby crawling, and I wanted to wave at him, but he was looking away from me, so.
He's a baby. He wouldn't have known. But that's kind of cool having an underwater hotel room.
I think we could do that sometime. That sounded really cool. The room wasn't underwater, but it looked into the aquarium, so you would see the fish swimming by.
Well, to be in the aquarium, you're under the top of the water.
I suppose, but
Yes.
yeah,
Your
right.
whole room isn't underwater. The window.
That's what I meant.
Okay,
Yes,
gotcha.
yes.
All right.
But the window was underwater. Yes.
See how confusing words can be?
Gosh.
Boy. Ugh.
So yes, that was very exciting.
And that was pretty much the highlight of the afternoon.
It
But
was.
wait, there's more.
Wait.
What did
So-
we have at 6?
We had a private guide that picked us up and took us on a night tour of Singapore. So, very cool. Danny was a very knowledgeable guide.
Yes.
So he picked us up and immediately took us to Little India.
So there are 4 ethnic communities, which are residuals from Sir Raffles' master plan for the city of Singapore, where he
Mr.
set
Raffles.
aside. No, he was a Sir Raffles.
Okay.
That's why I knew his first name was Sir.
It's Thomas, but okay.
Sir Thomas.
Sir
golly.
Thomas.
Sorry for the little distraction. Our new team is here doing our room.
Oh, and they're going to come talk to us.
Wait,
Hi.
wait.
Yeah. Hi, ladies.
For this hint?
Yes.
Hinty,
Yes,
come and get on
Hinty.
TV. Come here.
Yes,
Oh.
we're filming our podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come here. Say hello.
Hi, guys.
How are
Welcome to
you?
Shania.
Thank you. Yeah, we love it here.
Bye.
Bye,
And
Jeanette.
Jeanette.
Did we lose our good light? Oh, there it is.
There it
Good,
is.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry, but
nice
you
to
know,
meet the new ladies.
this is life on a boat for us.
Yeah. Abby, we'll have to find Abby.
Well, he's
Give
supposed
him-
to tell us when he's
Yeah.
done.
Well,
Don't,
let's give
don't say
him.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where were we? We went to a.
Well,
We
I
were in
was
Little
talking
Italy.
about the master.
Little India.
There's no
Yes.
Little Italy.
No Italy.
No Italy, Dad.
No.
So when Sir Raffles laid out his city plan, he did set out areas for the various ethnic groups to have a place they could call their own.
Yes.
So there were 4 quarters set up. The Arab.
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping to do
The
one.
India.
I got it. So Arab, India, the Greater
Chinese.
Malay,
And Chinese.
and Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got to visit 3 on our first trip that evening.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, the Arab section, Muslim, was shut down.
Well, quiet.
It was quiet, but everybody's
Because
still celebrating Ramadan.
Ramadan, which is almost over.
Almost over this
Yes.
weekend.
Mhm.
But most of the shops were observant and were closed.
Yes, yes.
But there was one section that is very transitional, Haji Street. So this isn't doing, well, I guess sort of it is, sort of like the Haji. Their mosque was at the end of Haji Street.
Yeah,
But-
biggest mosque, and it looks somewhat like the Taj Mahal. Not really, but it was a big mosque.
Yeah.
We got a picture
It
of
has
it.
minarets and it has an onion
Yes,
dome. So
yes.
In that case, it does.
And it was closed for Ramadan, so there was
Yeah.
no tours of the mosque.
No.
So
We have not been able to truly visit it, and I think it's just because of Ramadan.
probably. Now, we're going to be in another Muslim country soon.
that'll be after the fact.
yeah, don't give up hope. We might get in a mosque
Yes.
yet.
So what do you want to talk next? So, I know, Haji Street.
Yes.
So Haji Street kind of connects one end of so if you can imagine these squares, it's like the intersection of four little squares. And this one street, Haji, has transformed, and as our guide said, it's very hipster now, with coffee shops and more international food.
It seemed Mexican.
Well, it was interesting. I was talking
Yeah.
to Key West, Dave, and
Marcia.
and they thought it had a totally different atmosphere.
They did.
So, I'm just thinking it's the signs we looked at,
Huh.
because we're used to seeing Mexican.
I
They
was
had
seeing,
something else.
Mexican food and margaritas. I'm like, let's stop here. This looks
Oh.
great. But we kept going, and where did Danny take us next? After, then we
went to the Arab.
yes,
No, not the Arab. The Indian section.
yes.
And this guy
Oh.
was keeping us moving.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would love just to
Here,
stop.
stand
for-
here. Take your picture. Stand
Well,
here.
I would love to stop and just looked at the gold prices.
Oh, that's true. So Indian ladies, you may know that in that culture, ladies wear their wealth around on their
Correct.
bodies and their jewelry, and that's how, that's how
That's how they buy their stuff.
And instead of a savings account, they have gold and jewelry. And he was saying that the color of their skin really accents the 22 karat gold. It really does look beautiful. So there were lots of gold stores there. We walked past them. We really didn't have a chance to go in them, but very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
Then there's something going on with the Hindus as well. So we were able to go to a Hindu temple,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to cover up to go in and take our shoes off
Yes.
to go in. Now, we were only allowed on the peripheral of the celebrants because the celebrants were lined up
Mm-hmm.
in 2 rows to get their
And
blessings.
I don't think I took pictures in there because it's.
I didn't want to either.
It's an intimate space for people. They're practicing their religion. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Other people were. Could you imagine walking
Into a
a
church,
cathedral in the middle of Mass
Yeah,
and
I mean-
going up and getting in front of the guy and
Oh,
flashing him
how
with your flash,
how
the
horrible.
priest?
Yeah. So, but they did make me put on a skirt because I had shorts on.
Yeah,
So
that
he
is
made me
wrong.
put on I had to pull it up over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't really strong, but then I had a scarf to put over my shoulders too. We walked in. There was a lot of
covered your
incense.
knees, yes.
A lot of incense.
Tons of incense.
Smelled good. I thought it smelled good.
A little bit goes a long way.
But it was a great experience, and we saw we saw the we saw the priest blessing
Yeah.
and praying, and lots
So-
of people were getting blessings by getting a smudge on
Yes,
their
of
on their
ashes.
yeah.
So right around the temple, you could go in and buy flower garlands, and you would hand it to the priest and tell him
Your
what
prayer.
you wanted the
Mhm.
priest to convey to the gods, or the god. And so that was really kind of interesting.
It was very good.
And yeah, never seen that before.
And
that was-
again, the Singaporeans are very welcoming to everyone, every religion. No crime.
Oh, no, the guy was
No
telling us.
crime.
They, unlike back at home, they have this unfortunate thing that they've been closing police stations,
Because it's not.
and then they got to
don't
figure
need it.
out to do with the police.
Yeah, yeah. He said they do a lot by CCTV, but
Yeah.
there's just, people are respectful of each other, and everything is totally safe, 24 hours. Yeah, very unusual. Hard to get used to.
It is totally a different experience.
It is. It is.
And yeah, we could talk on and on about it, but if you have any questions, one-on-one when we get home,
Oh, we'll
we
tell
can
you
go
all
in
about
more.
it. Yes.
Now, I will tell you, it is very much a socialist society
It
with
is.
a benevolent dictator.
I don't know if he's a
Shit.
dictator.
Um,
The ladies are done. Our bed is
All
ready.
right.
We
We
have
can go
been
to
turned
bed soon.
down.
If we
you know.
don't, sooner we quit talking, we can go to bed.
Who's going to turn down my bed when I get home? That's what I want to know.
Well, we got plenty of chocolates to put on the bed at night.
That's true. We have plenty.
Um,
So after we finished with that, then we found a food market, and we all went different directions and got our food, and then we had to get some beer to drink it, and yeah, Jeff did good. He
Oh, I knew exactly what I wanted. So I found a place that was roasting, making rice, and had some vegetables and stuff. Excuse me. So I went right up, said I wanted number 5. Boom. The guy slaps on a big pile of rice on my plate and a rack of roasted lamb that was as big as the plate. Not lamb, I'm sorry, pork.
Okay. Pork?
And pork. And
Okay.
it was $5.60 Singapore, so let's call it $4
Yeah,
for
cheap.
enough food to hold you for a night.
Oh, sure.
And so, Amy just couldn't get in the spirit of things and found a burrito stand. Took them 25 minutes to make a burrito.
It was crispy chicken inside. It was a little spicier than I would have cared for it to be. Probably kept me from eating the whole thing. So,
Yes, maybe
not
so.
a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
But, that was great. So, it was good food on the run. Had to eat it quickly because we were on our way to get our picture to see the night sky.
Light show. The light
Well, the night show, but we
But
also
the
had
night
to see.
skyline.
Yes, and we had to see the Marina Bay
show.
Sands Hotel.
Yeah.
And that's what our guide called it. Marina Bay Sands Hotel. Every time he said all 4 words.
Yeah.
Marina Bay.
Well, you had to.
Marina Bay Sands Hotel.
MBSH.
Yeah, blah. Which is iconic for the Singapore skyline. It's the three buildings with the big boat thing on top. Yes.
With the infinity pool.
And yes, remember from Crazy Rich Asians?
Yes.
Yes. So.
Well, somebody had somehow rented the entire top level, so we weren't able to get up and
No.
go get a drink and overlook Singapore at night.
Damn.
Damn it.
That
Yeah.
would have been good.
That would have been good.
But he did take us to the light show. So the other thing iconic about Singapore is they have the trees, right? The artificial trees. And they lit them up for a light show. Kind of like, I suppose, the Bellagio does and, other things that do that. So twice a night they have a light show. And they do it to music. And last night it
The music was disco
disco.
in celebration of the 50th anniversary of Novel's Waterloo.
Yes.
So there was Bee Gees.
Oh, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
All of it.
That
So,
Bee Gees
and it was fun.
Yeah.
And the light show was wonderful.
Yeah. I think we have a little video of that. we can share.
Oh, some. Yes,
And
absolutely.
at that point, we were done.
We
It was
were
back to the ship.
We were done. We were hot. We were tired. Our feet hurt. Yeah. So, yeah. Take me back to the boat, baby.
And for once, you didn't hear us complain about the heat, only because the guide we had that night said, "Oh, you're so lucky. you're here on one of the coolest days. So the sun barely came out that day. It was so overcast. And I'm sitting there, I'm just sweating like crazy.
Oh.
The heat index was still pushing 100. The
I will
regular
tell you,
temperature
though,
was 93.
the entire 2 days we were here, we would look out the window from the ship, and it's pouring rain. And then we would walk out, no rain.
Yep.
I don't think I had one raindrop on me the entire 2 days.
I put my hat on a few times just to keep my glasses
Yeah.
dry. But we really, even today we woke up in the morning under a torrential downpour.
Good, clean living.
And our friend Alabama Terry, we figured he had the magic umbrella. Carried this umbrella for 2 days. We never once had to deploy it. As soon as he walked outside, the rain would stop.
It's 4 feet long. I mean, it's this long damn umbrella.
Well, it's one of those big golf umbrellas.
Yes. It was pretty
Ugh.
obnoxious looking at it the whole time. Poor Terry just dragging this thing around. He never used it. So it is a magic
right.
umbrella.
One more comment before we leave.
Okay.
So for those, Jen, you might appreciate this. We've been hovering around the equator for a few days. Going to Singapore was the first time we crossed over the equator north, and Singapore hits at about 1 degree north
So,
above the equator. and
No
high.
big announcement about you're now on the other side of the planet.
Well, you know, I
No
guess they just-
certificate.
we know that.
No ceremonies, nothing.
Anyway,
Okay,
let's
so
talk about today.
So yes, we go to bed, we get up. Now, so far on the trip, we've only had a couple overnights in the same place, right? We had Sydney, we were overnight. Where else? I can't think of any
That's it.
place. I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bali.
And Bali, yes.
Bali.
So it is nice being closed. You can leave your phone on all night.
Yes.
Wow, imagine that. Yeah,
And actually have connectivity.
yeah.
And then, you know, it was great because we had our own tour scheduled, so we didn't have to wake up crack of dawn and be
Right.
on the move. We got to
Right.
relax a little bit this morning,
Yep.
enjoy breakfast. But our big fun was going back to Raffles, Sir Raffles Hotel.
Which is iconic.
Iconic.
I know I keep using that word,
It
but
is, but
it's
it's also representative of the colonial era.
true.
So there used to be a feature at the hotel, the Long Bar, and had just been finished being renovated and reopened within the last month or so. So we went there early,
We were, yeah.
and what was invented at Raffles Long Bar?
Singapore Sling,
Yes.
which is actually a very yummy drink.
It's gin-based with a lot of other,
A lot of sweetness to it.
well, that's the cherry liqueur,
Yeah.
Kirschwasser, for those of you that do German.
Uh, pineapple juice. Yeah, a lot of sweetness in it. Very yummy.
So the reason this Sling came around,
Mm.
I guess she might have been a pushy white woman, a Karen. I don't know.
Karen, don't say that. We had so many friends named Karen.
Yes.
He didn't mean
No, that was a
it.
joke.
Okay.
But the story was, back in the 18 and early 1900s, women were not allowed to drink in public.
Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, why would you?
What? I guess. Okay.
Boy. So this one woman keep insisting that the bartender at the Long Bar come up with something they could enjoy that
Mhm.
did not look like an alcoholic drink.
Right.
So, like Amy said, there was some gin slipped in there.
Mhm.
There was some
The cherry
cherry
liqueur, like
liqueur to turn it pretty red.
you said.
A couple pieces of fruit hanging off of it. No one would suspect. And it was called the
Never.
Singapore Sling
Mhm.
because the cost of that drink was one sling,
Which
was
was the-
slang.
For the currency.
Yeah, the Singapore dollar.
Right.
Although I will
Costs-
tell you, theirs today was $39 a piece.
It costs a little more than one sling today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God! I think it was 185 Singapore dollars for 3 slings.
Oh, we dropped
and
close. We dropped close to $600 at that place today
Oh.
between that and lunch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
So as you probably
Very
already
she hotel.
yes,
Did not stay there. Probably never. Wow. Yeah. We're never
I'd
staying
never
there.
say never.
Well, okay.
We could.
So that was the long bar, and as we left, remember we walked right in, sat right down, had our slings, walked out. 30 people in line.
Yeah, and it probably only got worse.
Oh, 100%.
And I was really disappointed because you could pick the Americans out easily because for
Why?
them,
Yeah.
the dress code here is supposed to be nice.
It was
I had
smart
on
casual.
long slacks, a nice shirt
Smart
with a
casual.
collar,
Yes.
and you'd walk out. Oh, and you actually had to have shoes and socks.
No flip flops.
Now they did not look,
For
but
your socks.
I had shoes on.
Lift up his legs.
Yeah. And you walk out and there's people flip flops, bellies hanging over their shorts.
I wonder if they were turned away.
I don't. I wonder, or does the dollar? But
Maybe.
all of us made an effort to look nice.
Because we were having lunch at Raffles too.
Yes, that was also.
So we were able to make a reservation and have lunch there. We ate in the Indian
Yes.
restaurant in the hotel.
Fin. And when I made the reservation last night, they actually hand wrote out on thick paper an invitation
Mhm.
that we presented to the
Yes.
young lady at the reception
Yes.
desk.
She
And,
laughed.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Exactly.
But we told them to cut down the heat, and they said they did their best. And, oh my goodness!
I did think. The appetizers were a little spicy.
I did that green stuff, the pistachio.
Yeah, I took one bite and I said, "Oh, this isn't spicy," and then I went, "Oh, it's spicy."
And it didn't stop. It kept coming
Oh
and
yeah.
coming.
But then they brought us yogurt.
Yogurt.
To put on top of it, and that kind of masked it a
Oh,
little
I just
bit.
ate it straight to save my tongue.
And we had tiger beers, and that
Yes.
helped a lot.
Yeah.
It was a yummy meal. I thought it was very good. The thing I liked the best was they had some beautiful jasmine rice with saffron, and then they had a black lentil,
Stew.
curry, black
Curry.
lentil curry that I
Pour
put
over.
over. I was happy. That was
Yes.
fabulous. But we also got a shrimp-based curry and a fish and a lamb
Right.
one. And
So we had a
I tried them all.
smorgasbord, and
Mhm.
yeah, we
Everybody
we
ate
got
everything.
everything family style, so we could all try.
Try everything.
Um,
I have to say, this girl from Iowa hasn't had a lot of Indian food in her life, so
Well,
it was a
back
real
home we only have one, and that's up in the mall next to
yeah.
what's that mall called again?
Yeah.
Not Friendship.
Yeah.
So
I liked it very much.
I-
So it was, as much as you busted on me for the night before for having Mexican, then I had the Indian. So
well, I had
was-
Indian too.
We both did, and I thought it was.
I just couldn't handle the hotness, but everything I ate was delicious.
It was. It was.
And it was
delicious.
a beautiful presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
And the waiters were fabulous. They were very nice to us. Yeah.
Oh, you know what we forgot? During the
Hmm.
reservation, we met the, what was he called? The Raja?
They called him the Sultan.
The Sultans. We met
Yes.
the Sultan. Yes.
They're the poor doormen at the front that are in this big get-up, and it's hot. They have
And,
to be hot.
The guy had a great little handlebar mustache. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I'll cut it off in the night. You won't even know what happened.
It all rubbed off in the night.
So after that, then we picked up our guide for the day, and she took us to the botanical garden. Fantastic.
So it was the Botanical Gardens by the Bay,
Mhm.
where the night before we saw the light show.
Yes.
So this particular day, we actually got to go in and look at all the exhibits they had. So we went from a dry, cool environment to second half was
More of a
rainforest.
rainforest, yeah. And the big star exhibit was the Japanese cherry blossoms.
Sakura.
Yes, that were in bloom and just fantastic.
Beautiful.
So I'm saying you go to Singapore, you got to go to this botanical garden. Not a botanical garden kind of girl. It was fabulous.
Well, you wouldn't necessarily see the cherry blossoms because they're blooming now.
Right.
April is when
Yeah.
they peak.
Yeah.
And they had recreated a little set of the Golden Pavilion from Kyoto,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the cool places to go
Yeah.
to see the cherry blossoms.
Yes.
It was fabulous.
She seemed not to know that Washington, D.C. had cherry blossoms.
I don't know how many people would unless
Yeah.
you live around there.
I suppose so. She was like, oh, really? You have them? Yeah.
And when I called him Sakura, she goes, how do you know that? I said, well, I lived there for 5 years. She goes, why don't you give the store that?
She was quite put out when you knew things.
Yes. So I
and there were a
pointed
couple times
out-
I'm like, yeah, yeah.
Amy's kicking me not under the table, just
No.
kicking me in public. Shut up. But I tried to point out to you all, because she didn't, how to tell the cherry blossom because of the
From
notch
a
on
peach
the,
blossom. Yes.
Yes, on
Mhm.
the fifth.
You called it a cleft. in
A
the-
cleft. Okay,
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Mhm.
I called it a notch. Okay.
It was fabulous. Everything about it was fantastic. There weren't as many people there as the day prior because it wasn't a national holiday
Holiday.
anymore, so we
That
lucked
was
out
nice
that
going
way.
through, yeah.
It was also very cool inside. The temperature was maintained. It was an enormous space. Architecturally,
Oh, the building's stunning.
yeah. A
And-
marvel.
Yeah, and on
Um,
our exit,
Mhm.
we had a little suite. What was that, dear?
Oh, we had
Orchid
orchid,
flavor.
vanilla ice cream.
Yes.
Yummy.
I got to say, Amy gave me at least half. And it was yummy.
Maybe a little more than half. but-
I don't know.
No, our guide said, this is really good ice cream. I said, we're not coming back. We're not going to be here again for a while, so let's get it. So, yeah, we each shared one, so that was good.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then our last stop of the day was Chinatown. So we mentioned the other 3 quadrants,
Mhm.
cultural,
Yes.
ethnic groups. So we went back to Chinatown because, 1, we hadn't seen it, but 2, our friends from Alabama, Terry, had 2 shirts made at a local tailor.
He was
And-
there the day before and ordered them, and the guy was going to have them ready the next day. Incredible.
Yeah.
So he had to pick up his shirts.
He's a
He's a
in
big
Singapore.
guy. Yeah.
Singapore, I'm a double X, and he must be a 6X.
Oh, I don't know, but he's
Yeah.
a big guy.
He is a big.
He's
guy.
a big, lovable guy.
He is.
Yes,
He's like a
yes.
little soft teddy bear, but he's 6 foot something and
Oh, he's a big
pushing
guy.
200.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, but his shirts look amazing.
Yes, they were very nice.
The fellows were trying very hard to sell Jeff a shirt, but Jeff had hit the wall. He was tired, so he wasn't interested in buying shirts.
Well, I've already bought so many shirts.
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to get them all home.
True. And our very, very last stop was at a Hindu temple. It was a temple that holds a relic that's Buddha's tooth. So they have a tooth. We
It's
didn't
the-
have time to go up and see it.
And that's the whole tooth and nothing but the tooth, as our guide told us.
Yes. We didn't have a chance to go up and see it because we were done. But
Well, you couldn't go up and see the tooth; it was closed.
oh, I see.
We saw the door to it.
Yes, they were holding a guided meditation while we were in there. She said it was perfectly fine to take pictures, so I did. I took some pictures. A beautiful temple. So
Well, it's the wealthiest.
The
Hindu
wealthiest
temple
Buddhist.
in Singapore.
Buddhist temple. It was Buddhist.
Hindu Buddhist. That's what you wrote.
I wrote Hindu Buddhist. It was not Hindu Buddhist. It was Buddhist Buddhist. Buddhist Buddhist.
Because I saw some guys on the other side. Okay.
No.
Well, we will have to verify these.
It was
facts.
Buddhist. So that was our 2 days in Singapore. That was a lot we packed in there.
Yeah.
It was good.
You could have easily done it in 3 or 4 easy days without stress
Oh, yeah.
and killing yourself.
But we're not, I mean, we're
we don't,
here.
we don't have that time.
Yeah,
But
no.
the most important question,
Where
is
we
this a
gonna?
place you would come back to?
I would, 100%. And our postcard today from Singapore is going to Al and Carol in
Of
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
So Big Al, postcard coming to you, buddy.
There you go.
So I picked out this postcard at the raffles, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm very excited to share it with you. And
With that, this is our longest episode yet
oh, sorry.
because it's 2 parts.
It
We're going to
is.
have to edit it good.
Where are we going next year?
Next year?
Next deer.
Deer.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's too early for deer hunting, but I think we're stopping at a place called Sri Lanka or Kuala
No.
Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur.
Sri Lanka is later. And
It is.
so we are
Spoiler
now
alert.
we're
Yeah.
now entering Malaysia,
Yes.
having already traversed Indonesia and
Yes.
Singapore.
Yes. So we're going to Malaysia. Yes. And we're being Kuala Lumpur for 2 days. So
Yes,
again, we'll do another whole episode just on Kuala Lumpur.
sounds great.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
folks. I'm
See
gonna
ya
say
in the KL.
cheers to you guys.
Adios.